So the Scotsman has been marooned in this desert island for the last few years, feeling miserable for himself, looking at palm trees and sand. And he's looking out at the ocean, and he sees this black thing floating in the ocean, but coming towards him. And he's looking, and all of a sudden this thing stands up, and it's someone in a wetsuit with oxygen tank, mask, coming towards him. Then take off the mask, take off the helmet, and this beautiful flowing blonde hair sweeps down over this beautiful curvaceous figure, and it's this beautiful woman. She's coming closer to him, and she looks at him and says, "How long have you been marooned here?" He said, "For the last 3 or 4 years." She says, "It must have been terrible. Tell me, when did you have anything last to eat?" He said, "It's been years ago." She says, "Would you like a sandwich?" He says, "I'd love a sandwich." So she goes over the jacket and unzips very slowly from the right hand of the curvaceous body, puts her hand in the pocket and takes out a corned beef sandwich. He starts eating this corned beef sandwich, and she says to him, "Would you like something to drink with it?" He says, "I'd love something to drink with it." So she goes to the left-hand side, slowly unzips the pocket from a beautiful curvaceous body, and takes out a flask of Johnny Walker. So he has a glass of Johnny Walker, and he's enjoying himself, and she's standing in front of him, and slowly she starts to unzip her wetsuit, gently from the neck down. And she says, "Tell me something. When did you last play around?" And he says, "Don't tell me you've got a set of golf clubs in there as well." Okay, so one day the farmer's in the pigsty, and he's feeding the pigs. It's very hot, and he's feeding the pigs, and he pushes his hand in his pocket to get out his handkerchief to wipe his brow, and out pops from his pocket a £20 note. The pig makes a grab for it and eats a £20 note. So the pig is there eating the £20 note, and the farmer gives the pig a kick in the behind, and out comes the £20 note from its mouth. He grabs the £20 note, puts it in his pocket. Unbeknown to him, a commercial traveller's driving by, and he sees this. So he goes up to the farmer and says, "Tell me," he says, "are you going to sell that pig?" The farmer says, "Oh, I'm not selling that pig. That's a prize pig." He says, "I'll give you 100 quid for the pig." He says, No. He says, "I wouldn't sell it for anything less than £500. The commercial traveller says, "Okay, I'll give you the 500 quid for it." He takes the pig and away he goes. So the farmer's got £500. He goes up to his wife. He says, "Look, I've got an extra £500. Why don't we go a cruise?" Wife says, "Okay, let's go for a cruise." So go on the cruise. He's sitting in the deck chair on the promenade of the ship, and he's reading the paper, and he turns around to his wife and he says, "Guess what? There's a guy who got 5 years for kicking a pig to death." The joke.